Hey y'all, let's go and grab some groceries. This week we are going to No Frills. Now, No Frills is supposed to be a cheaper Zayres, which is one of the expensive grocery stores here in Canada. And expensive for no reason. And I found that No Frills was the same way. So the first thing I did wrong is I came on a Sunday during the day. And I am not a Sunday, everyone is here shopper. So there were 5 times as many people as I like to have while I'm in the grocery store. But I had a list, so I thought I could get to everything quickly. So the first thing I'm getting is some cherries for some pasta I am going to make later in this week. And then I went to look for basil. Now, here is the problem with finding basil. It is completely impossible. They just toss these greens in this basket anywhere. Look at this craziness. So I go back here and I'm like, certainly, here are the herbs. You see the herbs up there. And I am looking for basil. Then I see the herbs separate. Excuse me, ladies, excuse me. I see the herbs separated down here, and I see dill, and I see spinach, and I see a ton of things, none of which were basil. Eventually, I did end up selecting some dill for another recipe, but all these things, there's some mint up top, there's some mint at the bottom. There's, things that I don't know what they are, but all in all, this was just a waste of time. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is keep going and grab some other things that we need this week. I need to get the girls some fruit. So I selected some grapes there. I also found some bananas and a couple of other fruit that they enjoy. The prices weren't horrible in here, but like No Frills, and it's so cheap because we don't do anything, and we have these 6 little zucchini in it was not inexpensive at all. So I grabbed a couple of zucchini, for our veggies this week. There are our bananas. I'm always looking for fruit that the girls will eat, but also fruit that's not ridiculously expensive, because I saw some of these plums in a box. They were $9, and I was like, $9 for 5 or 6 plums? I don't think we're doing that. So I try to find them fruit that, is not crazy expensive, but that, they can enjoy. All right. So here we're over in the section for root vegetables, and I'm looking for a few sweet potatoes. I was going to get the bag, but then I said, hey, the ones in the bag are quite tiny to bake and stuff, which is what we're doing this week for one of our dinners. So I decided instead to get some individual sweet potatoes, which is fine. Of course, looking for bread. What more do I ever purchase in a grocery store? Ultimately, I found some bread that I wished to use. This is the international aisle. What I will tell you about the international aisle is if you're looking for anything, flours, cornmeal, corn flour, anything that we use and they use, get it off the international aisle. It's always so much cheaper. I don't know what they feel about the international people, but they say we are not paying ridiculous prices. So I always find much better deals on the international aisle. So I, walk down and make sure there's nothing that I need, because it works like that. All right. So here I see a friend of mine and I tell her, I'm only going to be a few extra minutes because she was with me on this trip. I didn't want to take forever. I was trying to get out pretty quickly. So at this point, I had gotten most of my list, but not all of it. So I went around and found a few things that I needed. And after that, I headed straight up to the cash to make sure that I could get out of there. And so she wasn't standing at the front of the store waiting for an hour for me. Do you see all these people in this store? It's wild. So here I am finally leaving. Oh, Lord. No, I'm not leaving the store. I have to go back and replace this sour cream. Oh, pain in the butt. All right. Anyway, have a good day.